So I'm Ryan Holmes. I'm the Culinary Director for Business and Industry. We look after workplace feeding at Compass Group with our three sub-brands, 1440, Dine, and Your Rest. I've been with the business now for 10 years in a few different roles. So I've been a while at Compass Group. It's certainly a great place for me to work, and I've enjoyed my years here. If I had to pick a few moments that shaped my career, it's difficult to pick it into a few because I've enjoyed lots of different things over the years. But I think for me, one of the biggest things was working in France. I went over to there as a young, probably cocky chef who thought he knew everything and learned very quickly that I didn't know anything. I think I came back to the UK a different person, had a different outlook. So throughout my career, I've always kind of thought back to that moment and took a big step back on the journey. But since then, I've in every role that I've had, and certainly as I've climbed the ladder a bit higher, I've always looked out for my people, always looked out for my teams, always surrounded myself with great people that's helped me get to where I am today. So one thing that I've always noticed in kitchens is uniform. I feel that you need to look good in your uniform, feel good, and then you'll do good. Um, culinarians, we work very long hours, so you have to feel great in that uniform. You have to feel comfortable, whether that's your chef whites, your apron, your trousers, everything that is associated with a chef. But most importantly, what you wear on your feet is key. If you're uncomfortable working a long shift, it's going to feel very painful. So I think it's something that has become more and more important over the years. I think the first thing I wore on my feet were these very heavy clogs that now, when I look back on it, are very uncomfortable. I think over the years, footwear has become more and more comfortable. And I think for us in Compass Group, it's a go-to have a really comfortable shoe. And I think it's a game changer against a lot of our competitors. Before we switched to Weartech shoes, I think we didn't really have a consistent offer. You go into our kitchens and people we wear in lots of different things. Some of them more traditional, some of them maybe a bit more unconventional. And I think what we've done now is we've got a consistent product. And I think it's a product that everybody believes in. When I go into our kitchens and when I look at my team, everybody's wearing the same footwear. Everybody talks the same thing, how comfortable they are, they're their go-to shoe. So I think we have a consistent product that we know works. And I think that's a key differentiator for us, that we know that everybody's comfortable in the kitchen. Weartech shoes have made a difference for our culinarians up and down the country because they provided that extra bit of comfort. We now give those shoes to all of our new starters when we have a new contract. The first thing we do is make sure everyone has a comfortable pair of shoes. I think it just made a massive difference. In terms of the well-being, people are happier, which is really important. They're more productive because we've given them uniform that's comfortable. When you take on a new piece of business, there's always two things that people ask: when am I getting paid? What's my uniform? So for us, to be able to go in and say we have a really good uniform makes such a difference. Safety is a number one for us at Compass Group. We want to make sure our people come into work and go home safely. When they're in the kitchen, we want to make sure even more so that they work in a safer environment. And the shoes that they wear makes a massive effect on how they work in a safe environment. So for us, it's part of our culture, it's part of our DNA. It's something we do day in, day out, and it's a number one priority. And I think it'll always remain as a number one priority for us. My advice to other chefs when we look at the shoes that our culinarians wear is try to look beyond the cost. I know that's a real easy thing to look at, how much it costs versus the other shoes. I think you have to look at, our chefs are working incredibly hard in kitchens. As I said already, often long hours. We have to think about their comfort, and sometimes the cost isn't the most important thing there. It's the actual person wearing it, making sure they feel really comfortable in their environment, and think about what extra you're going to get from them by giving them that product. in a presentation to a prospective client the other day, and we put in that, as part of what we'll do onboarding, we'll give everyone a quality pair of shoes that they're working. But I literally see every site I go to, I look at people's feet a lot and they're all wearing them. So again, when we talk about culture, and when we're there at the very start and you were just trying to get it in, it's now just everywhere. So I think that's that's testament to what you guys are doing, isn't it? Which is great.